Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us. My name is Kristopher Martin. I'm the co-CEO here at Oaktree Funding. I'm very excited to talk to you about this product that we have. We've made some very significant improvements to our already, I think, very robust investor program. We are rolling out, I believe the number is 60 new FICO and LTV buckets available that were not available in our previous releases. So along with fantastic pricing and excellent service, we're going to go even deeper into loans and trying to get new and inventive and creative ways to make things happen for your borrowers and for yourselves. So thanks again for everyone joining us. If you have any questions along the way, there's two ways. You can either ask a question in the chat bar on the side, where it says questions, or you're welcome to go into the chat. I've got both of those windows open, so dealer's choice, either one you want to go with. So as we get going, we're here to talk about some of the new enhancements that we have to our investor program. We have our Investor Advantage program and our Cash Flow Advantage program. Both of these are equipped for property investors, people that own one to several investment properties. We are one of the nation's largest DSCR lenders, from our business here at Oaktree on the wholesale side to our truly investor capital business as well. We do a lot of investment properties. We love working with property investors, and we feel that space is very strong and very well suited to be in and well capitalized in. Typically, you're used to seeing debt service coverage ratios greater than 1 or maybe down to 0.75. We're actually just released a 0.5 DSCR option to compete with some of those folks that are doing the zeros, but there's always a number behind that zero. So ours is now just lowered officially down to 0.5 DSCR. And we're going to have a lot of different new LTV and FICO options available at the 1.0, at the 0.75, and then obviously going down below that 0.74%. We used to make a lot of exceptions at that below 0.74, but now we've made that part and parcel to our matrix. So this is going to be something your borrowers are going to be able to take advantage of right away. Oh. And my camera turned off. Sorry with that. So what's new? Income qualifying and DSCR eligibility are now separate. So we broke it out. We just had, before our matrix was set up so that we had one section that was only for income qualifying, and then next to the other section, or I'm sorry, and DSCR were all combined. Now they're separated. So we can go DSCR loans. And if you guys remember a couple of years ago, Oaktree was one of the first to have this, and then some investor and with COVID and everything else kind of set everything back. We're now back to 85% LTV on a purchase for a DSCR loan. If you have a DSCR of 0.5 to 0.74, you can go up to $2 million, where this wasn't even really an option in our matrix before, but up to $2 million is fantastic. I know a lot of lenders limit that to just $1 million or $1.5 million bucks. Income qualifying, you can do a purchase or a rate and term refi on an investment property up to $3.5 million. Now, income qualifying doesn't mean Fannie, Freddie, full doc. What that means is bank statements, Fannie, Freddie, full doc, asset depletion, any of the different types of income qualifying loans that you're used to using with Oaktree Funding. We can do all of those different income qualifying options. And the cash out is increased from $2 million to $3 million. So we want a whole $1 million more on that option. So you got higher LTVs and for different types of properties. So you got your multifamily units, those types of things. We have more programs that we're offering now than we ever have before, and we're very, very excited. So talking about cash out just for a second, our limits increased to $3 million. We were at $2 million. That's obviously, as you know, a 50% increase for your borrowing power. For your borrowers, as long as they're using the loans for, if they're using full doc type of their income qualifying, the cash out can be used for any purpose. If it's DSCR, the cash out obviously has to be used for business purpose, so they can buy more investment properties, they can buy more, they can increase their their spend on housing so they can grow their portfolios. They can use that money for any other business purpose. Reinvest in growth, fund the renovations so they can maximize income on the properties that they do own. They can consolidate, they can pay off other homes. They can obviously use the equity for new opportunities. They're going to invest, in a larger project or whatever that cash is now available to them. So some of our income qualifying enhancements as well. 85% investment purchases up to 85% LTV. Obviously, this is the 15% down. You're going from $3 to $3.5 million in loan sizes, and obviously you can use less upfront cash so that you can buy more properties. I personally use this program to invest in real estate. I bought a fourplex a couple of years ago. Used 85% financing, got in with 15% interest only. It's a very well cash flowing property. With it, obviously the 60 new loan buckets, we added a unique combination of both FICO score and LTV ratios and higher loan amounts. We had options that obviously some of our competitors were offering, or some of them weren't offering, are now available, and you can expand your business to look at those different options. One of the things we did, and I keep telling you guys about this over and over again, we increased the max LTV for approximately 70 current FICO LTV buckets, some as much as 15%. So some of the areas we were doing, maybe 60% LTV are now getting up to 75% LTV, or 65 has now gone to 80. Some examples are purchase LTV obviously increased with a 720 FICO score for income qualifying borrowers. It's 740 for DSCR, getting to 85%. Cash out for investments increased from 70% to 75%. Rate and term LTV expanded to accommodate borrowers with credit scores as low as 660 to 680. So obviously big changes here. So I'm going to go ahead, Aaron, if you're with me, if you would drop what I don't have is the updated matrix, so I can share that on the screen.
Yeah, let me shoot it over to you.
I'm actually, you know what? I'm just going to make you the presenter real quick. And then there we go. Aaron, I'll make you the presenter. Yes. So Aaron Wagner works on our capital markets desk. He is hugely involved in renovating and making these changes. So I wanted to make sure he was on the call so that as we had questions and wanted to go over very specific, we can get some expert on the call, not just me. There we go. Aaron, you want to go ahead and go over some of the key areas that we made some of these changes?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Chris. Hi, everybody. We're really excited about this rollout. We've been working on it for some time, and like Chris said, the most important thing for us is to make sure that you have opportunity to give as many borrowers the chance to either purchase a property, get that refinance or get that cash out. So what you see on the screen here, like Chris said, we broke out DSCR to really expand our eligibility. So you'll see this very first box here, this 85 LTV, that's your new DSCR purchase. So we do cap that at 1 million, at least a 740 FICO. And a couple other notes down here. So it's a very concentrated box, but the awesome thing now is that it's right there. It'll be on the rate sheet. You can price it yourself and it's off to the races. And if you compare this, what you see on the screen, to our current matrix, which still has these combined, you just see a lot more options and a lot higher LTV limits. So the same thing over here on your DSCR, which is 0.75 to 0.99. Same thing if you compare across, just a lot more availability for all of your borrowers. Chris also briefly mentioned we've increased the LTV restrictions on different property types. So, 75 on purchase and rate term, like on non-warrantable condos, and just kind of across the board where we can. We really want to make sure we increase the capacity for your borrowers. And then we haven't made any changes as of now to foreign national, so that has remained the same. But here is the income qualifying. Now, the great thing is we have one grid. So this applies to your full doc and your bank statement and other types of documentation. And we're going to continue to evaluate, and I'm sure we'll add to this. But there it is. There's your 3.5 million that Chris talked about. We've increased that. And again, just across the board, really moving up these LTV buckets for purchases, rate terms, cash outs. So really neat. And then over here, here's your no ratio. And we refer to no ratio as anything below 0.75. But like Chris mentioned, we do go down to 0.5. And so anything 0.5 to 0.74, as long as it fits into these LTV and loan buckets, you can even get down to 660 if you'd like on your FICO. Now, we do have some restrictions, as you can see here on the matrix, but just like Chris said, we've given a lot of exceptions to this, but now it'll be right there on the rate sheet. It'll be in the system and you can just price it and just move forward. So yeah, so this is what the new one will look like. And we are looking at, actually, Chris, mid next week that this should be available.
Excellent. And, you know, we're going to go ahead and we can actually, if you want to, Aaron, could you put that in the handout section? If you can't, send it to me, I'll do it. So that everybody who's on this webinar can have access to it. Yeah. And we can waive the deals in now as is, but we have to wait until next week to actually have everything live in the system. These are already been approved. We're just waiting for the wonderful tech people to finish building them out. That's program types in our system, but that's that happens. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back to my screen. I'm gonna make myself the presenter again. Sorry guys, I am not the technical guru. There we go. I'm the presenter. So I've got the screen back up here. Obviously, I've got a couple client testimonials, and we can go down to our phone number and our website. But we just want to kind of open things up for questions now. If anybody has any questions, happy to go over those right now. We got one here. Can I assume that there are asset requirements for the low ones? Aaron, you gonna go over that? What the asset requirements are for the lower DSCR ratios?
Yeah, so for the, are you talking just reserves? Because the reserves, we haven't changed any of that. So that remains standard.
So can you just go over that real quick, what they are?
Sure. Yeah, up to 500,000, we require 3 months, and then from 500,000 up to $1 million, we require 6 months. Between 1 million and 1.5, we require 9 months, and then anything above 1.5, we require 12 months. If you're going to do interest-only option, which we do have on this, then we do require at least 6 months.
There you go. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, I have a lower FICO score borrower, 640-ish, that is wanting to buy an assisted living home. We're not there yet on an assisted living. We are looking for it. We do not have that cleared by our board yet, so I apologize for that. Sorry, am I late? Did I miss anything? I believe that we are going to replay the webinar. If I'm not mistaken, I know that our marketing team is on here. I'm not sure when that's going to come out or if we're just going to send the recording out. But yes, if anything you missed on here, you'll be able to get replayed. Big key items on here are we're going to 85% LTV on DSCR and investment property full doc. And that's not just full document, that also includes bank statements, asset depletion, and any other types of document types that you're used to seeing from us here at Oaktree. So those are options out there. Michael, sorry we missed you there. Low ratios, yes. Wow. All right. That's all we got so far. So again, I know that time is of the essence in our business. And this has not been a long call, but we're super excited to bring out the fact that we've increased these LTV ratios. We've lowered our minimum DSCR down to 0.5. We've got a lot of things in the works that are coming down the pipeline. Obviously, you guys know about our strong HELOCs and second liens, also available for income qualifying investment properties as well. So if you've got somebody who's got a super low rate on their first mortgage for a DSCR loan, or sorry, for their investment property, we can do seconds. We're not doing DSCR seconds, but we are doing income qualifying, so that they get bank statements, whatever the case might be. We're seeing a lot of those types of. Matter of fact, we funded 13 seconds for a borrower just this last week. So we're definitely very involved in the space. We're ready to handle your investment property clients and to give them a great service, so you guys can go out there and continue to make loans and continue to impress your real estate agents and your property investors. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Do you guys do any hard money and or fix and flips? On the Oaktree side, on the wholesale side, we do not. We do have our partner, it's truly Investor Capital. They're a wholly owned subsidiary of Oaktree's. And if I can give you guys their information. Let's see here. Yeah, their number is, actually, let's move this right over here. They do a lot of fix and flips, kind of pseudo, not really hard money, but they're more looking for professional investors, but that's their information here. You can go ahead and give them a call, 866-219-3201. So if you have any questions there, I recommend reaching out to them. That's one of their primary focuses as well. And they also do a lot of the DSCR loans. I'm not certain that they're up to the same LTV ratios that Oaktree's at, but they're definitely able to offer those programs as well. All right. And with that, I don't see any other questions on the docket. I appreciate everybody's time today, and thanks for joining us. We'll get this we'll either announce a replay date today or tomorrow, or we'll get the recording of this sent out to you. I'm not sure. Some of them with GoToMeeting, some of them are automatically replayed. Some of them are already scheduled to go out to you guys. So thank you very much for joining us, and I hope everybody has a great day. Make it a profitable one. Thanks a lot.